A committed study of the Central Intelligence Agency's Detention and Interrogation Program is a report compiled by the bipartisan United States Senate Select Committee on Intelligence about the Central Intelligence Agency's Detention and Interrogation Program and its use of torture during interrogation in U.S. government bulletins on detainees in CIA custody. The more than 6,700-page report, including 38,000 footnotes, details the history of the CIA's Detention and Interrogation Program and the committee's 20 findings and conclusions. On December 9, 2014, the SSCI released a 525-page portion that consisted of key findings and an executive summary office of the full report. It took more than 5 years to complete. The full unredacted report remains classified. Today's summary: CM contracting expenses relating to company formed by SWIGERT and DUNBAR. CIA contractors SWIGERT and DUNBAR, who played a central role in the development of the CIA's enhanced interrogation techniques in the summer of 2002, and then used the techniques as contract interrogators, formed a company in 2005, called here Company Y. In addition to providing interrogators for the CIA's interrogation program, Company Y was granted a role source contract to provide operational psychologists, debriefers, and security personnel at CIA detention sites. Under the contract, Company Y was tasked with conducting ongoing conversations with CIA detainees to learn about the terrorist mindset. Called this project was named the Terrorist Think Tank, or I, developing redacted strategies and writing the history of the CIA detention and interrogation program. Later, descriptions of these services note that on behalf of the CIA, Company Y officers participated in the interrogations of detainees held in foreign government custody and served as intermediaries between critics of the government and the CIA. By 2006, the value of the base contract for the company, with all options exercised, was in excess of $180 million. As of May 2007, Company Y had hired former CIA staff officers, many of whom had previously been involved with the CIA's detention and interrogation program. Company Y's chief operating officer was the former chief of Redaction, the division of the CIA supervising the renditions and detention group. In addition, Company Y hired at least redacted CIA security protective officers to work on Company Y's CIA contracts. In March 2006, a list of projected staff and contractors within CIA's renditions and detention group included redacted separate positions. Of those redacted positions, 73% were for contractors, the majority of whom were contractors from Company Y. By June 2007, RDG reported having redacted staff officers and redacted contractors. By 2008, RDG had a total of redacted positions with redacted staff officers and redacted 85% contractors, according to the CIA. CIA's contract with Company Y was terminated mid-2009. From the time of the company's creation in 2005 through the closeout of the contract in 2010, the CIA paid Company Y more than $75 million for services in conjunction with the CIA's detention and interrogation program. The CIA also certified Company Y's office in Redacted as a secure compartmented information facility, also known as SCIF, which required a CIA officer to be detailed to Redacted and provided Company Y access to CIA internal computer networks at its facility. In 2008, the CIA authorized an additional payment to Company Y of approximately $570,000 after Company Y indicated that it incurred costs for conducting counter surveillance of its officers when Redacted appeared in the press in conjunction with the program. The CIA agreed to a $5 million in-identification contract for the company that covered, among other expenses, criminal prosecution. Company Y hired a prominent redacted law firm for representation in 2007 and billed the CIA $1.1 million for legal expenses from 2007 through 2012 per its in-identification agreement. Part of these expenses included legal representation at a committee staff briefing by SWIGERT and DUNBAR on November 2008. Under the CIA's in-identification contract, CIA is obligated to pay company-wide legal expenses through 2021.
Were these counterterrorism experts within the CIA,
yes,
or were they hired talent?
Well, the ones that came,
you're paying $80 million
the
to
ones that's exactly where I'm going. The officers who came to George were our officers. Okay. Why did we think these techniques would work? Okay, these two contractors that have been discussed now in the media. These two contractors, who by the way, the Senate committee says has no experience as interrogators, right? Absolutely true, but they have a lot of experience with interrogation. Okay, so these two guys worked for the U.S. military, and they were training for years U.S. soldiers how to resist these techniques. That was their job for years. Their company trained U.S. soldiers how to resist waterboarding. And what they saw in the training of U.S. soldiers was that these techniques worked. And so that's why they suggested them to the CIA.